For God so loved the world,
that he gave his only begotten Son,
that whosoever believeth in him
should not perish,
but have everlasting life.
John 3:16.
Bible Belt Outdoors is brought to you by Whitetail Institute, Habit Outdoors, Groove Life Silicone Rings, Some Toy Custom Chokes, Flying Arrow Archery, Black Eagle Arrows, Pure Whitetail, Swamp Boys Custom Calls, Boy Dog Outfitters, welcome to Season 2.
The family and I moved to North Carolina. Just starts out with boots on the ground. The temperatures have finally broke here. I mean, we're in the 80s now and came off of a couple weeks of 90s. Hey guys, Mark from Bible Belt Outdoors. In this week's episode, you'll be tagging along with myself first. I tell an interesting story. Recently relocated from Wisconsin and hunting the Midwest to North Carolina. And I'm going to bring you through some of the things that I've learned, the different types of whitetail deer patterning that I'm going through. I by no means am an expert, but it's really forced me to go back to the basics when it comes to whitetail deer hunting. So I'm going to take you along some scouting missions, some things I've learned, some of my tactics. It should be a fun time, fun story, and I might even throw in a little bit of a hit list. So anyways, I'm out here today on a new property, a public land that hopefully going to be hunting this coming fall. Depends on what type of sign that I find.
The Whitetail Institute doesn't have to pay celebrity hunters to endorse our products. We let our customers do the talking because we feel what real hunters put in the bed of their pickup is much more impressive. In fact, some of our customers have broken state records and even a world record using our food plot products. Now, not all our customers are breaking records, but they are consistently harvesting the best deer in their area. So join the tens of thousands of real hunters that are experiencing their best hunting ever with products from the Whitetail Institute.
The Broadhead Revolution is here. Introducing the revolutionary broadheads from Flying Arrow Archery. The Toxic, Cyclone, the Tom Bomb. The Toxic and the Cyclone 100 grain have universal blades. This is a perfect combination between the revolutionary design of the Toxic and a traditional 3-blade broadhead. See them online at flyingarrowarcheryusa.com.
The Scent Factor jacket from Habit Outdoors features Scent Factor scent inhibitor technology. It's waterproof, breathable, and windproof. Features a high-standing hood with zipper guard, arm and hand pockets that are conveniently located, and an adjustable toggle waist and snap wrist cuffs. You can find it along with all of our other products at www.habitoutdoors.com.
Hey neighbor, heard you took another Big 10 point on your place. Yep, got him coming to Upper Food Plot.
Hey, we both plant fields, but you've got the deer. What's your secret?
I plant Whitetail Institute products. Couldn't say.
My family and I have moved from the Midwest to North Carolina, which has really forced me to go back to the basics when it comes to finding and scouting and locating whitetail deer and then eventually trying to hunt them. One of the things that I was doing in the Midwest was hunting private land and hunting over a lot of different types of food sources, and just the pressure on the deer were a whole lot different, in many cases a lot less. And now I'm out in North Carolina. I'm going to be hunting mainly public land, and I want to take you along on that story as far as what I'm learning along the way. By no means am I an expert, but it's forced me to go back to the basics, find those food sources, find the new travel patterns of whitetails. These whitetails on public land are just a little bit more skittish, so it's really paying attention to the wind and scent control, and it's changed the way that I hunt as well a little bit. Hunting a little bit more on the ground, using my tree climber a lot, so I'm really mobile and very flexible in my hunting situations. I actually don't hunt in the same place more than one time, more than a couple times, and it's actually been a lot of fun for me. I put on a lot of miles in walking these properties, and just really paying attention to the signs around me, the deer sign around me, even the other animal signs around me. It's been an extremely fun experience. I did not end up taking a deer last year, but I learned a ton when it comes to just hunting out on public land and in a warmer climate. So one thing is different. The climate is a lot warmer. So, you know, today I'm in the middle of summer. I think it's supposed to be 90 degrees. Those deer, just from what I've found, just they lay low. They don't move very far. And so that's going to be kind of a tactic of mine, is to find a place where the deer are feeling comfortable and where the deer are able to get food and water and really, you know, just ultimately be safe from other hunters. So I'm learning. I want to show you some more of the things that I'm doing. I am walking along this river here, and this is that new property that I'm scouting out that's public. And one thing, man, it's warm out here. One thing that I'm looking for is where the deer are crossing across, because then either the deer are going to come to the river to drink or just cross to get to another side. Hard to tell which way they're going across, but at least I know that there's sign and there's trails that I can follow back into the woods then, and possibly come across some of their bedding areas or another food source or something. So what I've been doing is I just walk along the creek, find their trails that cross it. I've done this in the past as well. I usually don't hunt right in the river a lot of times at the crossing, even though I think it could be a potential this year just to see where they are crossing. But I'm going to be basically trying to follow these back in and trying to find bedding areas. Then I can use the river as a walking path into where I want to hunt, and then follow any trail up into hopefully a bedding area where I can find some deer. So that's what I'm doing right now. Now I want to bring you some of the deer that I'm going to be chasing. I've got my trail cameras already placed, but I have had them running all last season, and I ran into a couple good bucks last year that I'll be going after again this year if I can get into them. Take a look at my hit list for this year. I'm out here scouting today. We're gonna go move a trail camera into the property that I'm hunting probably for next year. I'm always moving around trying to find new places to hunt. This is actually public land here in North Carolina. I'm gonna move the camera into a place that I captured both my hit list bucks on that I'll be targeting in this year. One of them I'm gonna call Split Left. He's got a split left brow tine, so that's the reason for that name. It was a new area that I scouted out mid-season, tree climber on my back, and basically went into an area, put up a mock scrape, was looking for a new area mid-season, and found a spot that looked pretty decent, put up a mock scrape. And actually had an encounter with this same deer a couple days later. It was more towards dark. I ended up putting all my stuff in. It was getting late. Packed all my stuff up. All of a sudden, crunch, 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 coming down a hill off of a ridge. Here come this deer, about 40 yards away. Didn't give me a shot. The other buck is also kind of in the same area, a little bit further away. I think he's more on the neighboring land, which is private land. I'm gonna see if I can knock on their door here later today and just see if they give me access to hunt. Otherwise, we'll stay on the public land. He's the biggest buck on my list this year. I'm calling him extra. He kind of was a buck that I found later in the season, and I think if I could lay eyes on this one, this would be a good buck. He's an old deer on public land. This deer is probably not very active during daylight, even though I did get pictures of him daylight later in the year. So we'll see. I'm gonna put the cameras out and we'll see what happens.